36 hours with my computer being out and a lot of not fun things at all. So let's pay a couple of bills here and let people know that this is Haps TV. It is a new, in fact, we're only in beta. Oh, it is new and only in beta platform that is really designed to change journalism and television in a profound way. So, my goal, which aligns very much, I believe, with the co founders of HAPS, is to really bring journalism to marginalized communities from a small village in Africa to, somewhere in the Bronx or somewhere in Compton where there is just no local news, where people don't pay attention to it. There's local newspaper, and where we can, create citizen journalists that can report on their communities. So, without further ado, we are going to have a little fun here. Hey, Badges. Hey, Sweet Pea. This awesome woman you're going to meet here in a second is in Nashville too, I think. So we're going to have a little fun here. We're going to do it a little different. And ladies and gentlemen, Kate Tucker.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks so much. I'm going to just get this right out of the way and play you a song that expresses how I sometimes feel on these virtual experiences. So this is called Social Anxiety. Oh, Leroy, cat's what you think about that stranger bird? Yeah, that's a real strange cat. Bungee jumping off a plane, everyone knows that's insane. Neck tattoo, that's the wrong thing to do. Ain't going to prison for no face tattoo. It's too career limiting. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. Social anxiety. Why won't you let me be? Running around in circles just to be in someone else's dream. Social anxiety, it's never up to me. A lightning strike and act of God, who the hell knows why we're here? Gonna say the wrong thing, can't get anything right. Not even close to going to that stupid thing tonight. And if you say you love me, you might as well say goodbye. Triple negative inception land. Well, I know this place like the back of my hand. If it's looking up, well, I'm going down again. Social anxiety, why won't you let me be? You're running around in circles just to be in someone else's dream. Social anxiety, it's never up to me. Lightning strike and act of God, who knows why we're here? Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. No one knows what's after that, ain't just me, myself, and I. It'd be nice to talk with someone who's going that same way too. Oh, Leroy, cat's looking down at your phone. room full of people. You think you're all alone, but I got your number. I'm gonna let you know.
Wow. I wish we could clap. Like I can
Can you hear me?
for
Because
everybody.
oh, thank you so much. I feel I'm super delayed on the screen, but you can hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so let's was that it was on hard to sing that way because you were just singing. So
Yeah,
let's let me call somebody in here and
I can just keep staring at your face and we'll be in great shape.
well, geez, don't do that. Oh my goodness. You can always put a post-it note over the screen if you want.
Yeah,
I will.
get it
I'll call. I'll get somebody in here though. See if
done.
we can get it squared away. Okay, so I'm typing this, folks. The first person who shows me a screenshot of a paid in full sponsorship of $5 or more for anyone on Haps, you get a free copy of Kate's EP Singles Club.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, of course.
Yay.
And I will give up. I will give out more, but do not if somebody gets it or you do. Probably can work something out, but I don't want 20 people saying. All right. A copy of EP Singles Club. So I need Eleanor. Eleanor, I don't type fast. All right. The first person who shows me a screenshot of a paid in full sponsorship of $5 or more for anyone on Haps gets a free copy of the Singles Club EP. If you try to take me to court for that for a free copy of her EP, I'll just make your life miserable. All right. So, and just kidding. Here we go. Somebody do that. And yeah, so wow, we jumped out there with let's just talk about music because I want to know all about you, but we got an hour. So usually I would think musicians don't necessarily get an hour to sit down and talk about themselves. Do they on something like this?
No, it's usually like a quick radio spot, hop in, do a few songs, talk in between, but yeah, maybe not an
Yeah,
hour.
that's good. Well, good. That's what we're here to do. But so before we jump into who Kate Tucker is, let's jump on that little idea of what's it like doing music in the age of COVID?
It's so strange. I really play music for the connection I feel and get to facilitate and participate in at the live show or in songwriting sessions in Nashville. I write a lot with other amazing artists and writers, and being in the room every day with them. And so it's definitely been a huge adjustment. I feel like it's not a normal thing to be staring at your own face while you're performing or even talking. And and I know we're all getting used to that we've been getting used to it for the past several years with social media, but as an artist, you're usually on a stage that's significantly blinding. Like the lighting is usually a thing that works in your favor. You can't necessarily see anyone. And so you're just sort of out there feeling the energy or if you're lucky enough to get to play some smaller rooms and have these intimate experiences, you're still looking into other people's eyes. You're not really staring at yourself. So I think that's been a huge adjustment. And then also just missing that live interaction, getting to hear from people and meet people and adventure.
Yeah, when I used to be in I used to be in television and video and a lot of stuff when I was 25, a long time ago. But one of the gigs I had, well, eventually I would become a sound manager of a operations, a sound reinforcement company. I would become the operations manager. But so I had a lot of exposure to musicians and stuff and had a lot of fun. But one of the things that I did was I just tote, and carried gear for my friend's band and would set up the audio and everything. And hey, Mark, and just being in a club, even just being the roadie, and people coming up and wanting to talk with you and, they want to get backstage. I'm like, dude, there's no backstage. They're in the John. You know what I mean? Like, there's no backstage back there. Go walk
Yeah.
back there and say hi if you want, but don't scare them. You know? But yeah, so hello, C.S. Murphy. Yeah, so I just miss that. Hey, Anna, I just miss that even because I don't do it anymore. So I cannot imagine trying to be creative because this I'm used to, right? You know, I mean, I find my way to get in the groove, feel the vibe, connect with you because it's the only way I can do it. But it's so different for you. And I would think that's got to be pretty tough. Like, playing out like that and not feeling the vibe of the room.
Yeah, but it's also, I feel like, extremely fortunate because I'm a songwriter and a creator. So in this time, I've had a lot of time to, get back to those sort of creative roots and more fully develop my creative vision that I
Hmm.
might not have had if I were just out in the world. Touring, especially, can be kind of a grind, and
Yeah.
so I think that, and because it's been a hard time. I mean, this is a hard time. Everyone I know knows someone who has struggled with COVID. You know, I feel like we're all collectively grieving the, like, intense and unimaginable loss uh, that we've seen and that we're still experiencing. And so I think that I'm thankful that I'm able to process that through music and through songwriting and through being creative, even when I'm stuck at home. It's not a bad thing for me. It's just been a major adjustment. Yeah.
Well, I love the spirit and the attitude there, of finding the great stuff that has come out of this because the tragedy for us, um, as just as humanity for this generation of people and this time and this age is forever transformed. Like we'll never forget this. You know what I mean? Our children who are born during this time that are younger, they will never know a world like we knew before. And everything changes slowly, but this is a major jump. And I love it when we can find the good things. And I mean, I could list off a dozen great things that have happened from this. And one of them is this platform for me, coming here and
Mhm.
having an outlet for my creativity and for what I want to do and to bring people to the stage here and see them thrive and meet more people. So I'm really excited. And um, it's uh, it's just a pleasure to have you here. And it was so fun to meet you on Clubhouse and, approach you to like, yeah, sure, I'd love to come on your program. It was really fun. It was really cool. And, just out of the blue, some guy just comes in and says, hey, you want to be on my program? And was it, were you like, what? Who? Wait, what? What is going on here?
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's part of the beauty of the, I don't know, experience that we're in. It's the silver lining that we're encountering people we wouldn't maybe normally encounter, and on platforms we wouldn't even know about, and
Yeah.
we're connecting in ways that we didn't know possible. And I think that speaks to the resilience of humans in general, and then humans trying to grapple with the ginormous complexity of tech.
And I bet her internet will connect right up and she'll be right back. So hang on. Welcome to the world of the future. Imagine 20 years ago when you had said, we are going to broadcast live an amazing musician from Nashville, Tennessee, and a, so host from Chicago. Just a quick break. Yeah, I need a video to roll in. Who's got a video for me? Well, I could play one of her. Ooh, could I play one of her music videos? No, copyright, I guess. Hey, thank you, Mark, for the Appreciate Award. Appreciate you right back. Remember, the first person that sponsors anybody on the platform for $5 or more, you get a free copy of her EP, and it's really good. It's really good. So now it's time to check the email and see if She has contacted me to say, "Uh-oh, the zombies have arrived." So okay, let's jump into the comments. What did you guys think? I thought that was pretty cool. Like introducing her and having her jump right into a song. I thought that was kind of neat. Um, Something different to try. Badges is here, was here. Sweet Pea is here. Joe Kahn. What's up, Joe? From South Florida. Welcome. Joy Christine. You can't not say hello to Joy. John Ardmore from Greensboro. There's Badges again with the fire comments. Yassine. Excellent. Brenda, one of my marvelous moderators. And Johnny B. Mark G. Or we could just call him G. C.S. Murphy from Los Angeles. And there she is.
Did you see? I literally jinxed myself. I was talking about the complexities of technology and the way that we are grappling with them. And then I was just
Way to go. Way to go, Tucker. Way to go.
so sorry.
Now I know. Don't let you talk about technology.
This is why I need to be out like in the world. This is why it's bad for me to try to do this virtual thing. But it's great. I love it.
Well, I tell you what, one day Haps and their team here, quarantine's going to be over. We're going to be out of beta, and we definitely have to do like a week of music. You hear me, Mark, sir? In Nashville, where we just come and we interview people like live in venues. You know what I mean? We do stuff live in person. And I mean, I guarantee you, if we can put something like that together, you know, you'll be my first interview. So let's make that happen soon. Boss is out there, and that would be great. So
that sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Who's your biggest fan? And I mean, it could be anybody. You know, I'm not like, it doesn't have to be an actual fan or whatever, but who's Kate Tucker's, like, would be the president of the Kate Tucker fan club? Nobody's likes Kate Tucker more than maybe Kate Tucker does.
My dad. I'm so lucky. My dad's a truck driver, and he is like my, back when, you know, people bought CDs, although apparently a lot of truck drivers still buy CDs, which is great because I have a lot of them left to sell. But he has been kind of my North American distribution arm. Like he takes them all around and sells them out of his truck.
I like it. I like it.
Actual trucking company knows that he's also doing that, so I should be careful. But yeah, it's pretty great. He tells everyone about me, and it's always been that way since I was, you know, he brought me my first guitar. His best friend is a guitar builder, and he went out to California once when I think I was like 15, and I said, Dad, don't come back without a guitar for me. And he brought me my guitar. So yeah, my dad.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So nobody played guitar in the house or anything?
No. I just kind of had to watch MTV Unplugged and record it and keep rewinding. And
you taught yourself to play guitar?
Oh yeah, I don't really know how to play guitar still. I just play it like.
Oh, I love it. Wow.
I watched Nirvana and the Cranberries and learned like all their songs by watching what their fingers were doing on the VHS tape. This is how old I am.
But. Wow, VHS tape, and you're picking out chords.
Yeah, you have to pause it and then rewind a lot.
And a VHS tape, like, you know, and it won't stop in the right spot.
Eventually, I got hip to the idea that like some guys in my grade played, so I started becoming friends with them, and then I would like sit out on the back porch of their mom's yard sales or whatever and just get them to show me some chords. Like I'd show them what I knew, which was like E minor. Mm-hmm. It was just it's like two fingers. It's like
right.
I don't know if you can see. Well, I don't even know how to do this because I'm reversed. Anyway, it's like two fingers. Oh, there we go. And
there you go.
They would tell me what the chord names were. But who cares what they're called? I mean,
yeah. I mean, and you were calling them like Bat Finger 2 or something you made up because you didn't even know what they were called, you know? The Kurt Cobain triple.
Zombie.
Yeah. Yeah. So Let's talk about that too. Nirvana. Um, you couldn't have been very old when that little baby splashed in the pool.
I
So,
wasn't old. I was definitely not very old, but my first concert ever was the Cranberries at
oh,
Blossom Music
nice.
Center in Ohio, and that was it for me. I was like, "This is gonna happen. I'm gonna get up on
Well,
that stage." And I
and
did. I ended
yeah.
up playing Blossom when Lilith Fair went back around. I got to play that when they did their whole thing again.
Well,
So
that's nice. That's a nice circular memory there. That's
yeah,
really cool. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Um, thanks for the other appreciate award you there, Kate. So, what the way this platform works? Because I think there's an incredible power on this platform that we don't even know yet, like what people will do with it, right? I mean, I remember the first time I saw MTV, and it was like, gosh, let's see, it was definitely on when I was in 10th grade because I can remember being I could have been stoned out of my mind at a party. I mean, I'm not saying whether I smoked reefer or anything back then, but it's possible. And I remember watching a video, that would have been 1982-ish. So I don't remember when MTV came out, but sometime in the very early 80s, I guess. And it just like blew me away. Like I'd never seen it. Like I'm just walking by this kid's house. This kid had a lot of money, so they had cable and everything. And I'm like, what am I watching? Like it was music on TV, MTV, and it was changed everything. It changed the way music is written. It's changed the length of music. It's changed the length of an introduction of music. I mean, it changed everything about music in so many ways. And Nirvana, like same thing, man. They just changed everything. There were a lot of people that came before them and got them there and did that movement. But who are your biggest musical influences?
that was a great lead up to that question. I have so many questions though, or thoughts about
Oh, go
MTV.
ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, like I listened to, I was in, well, first off, I grew up in a very, very strict Christian home. So we weren't allowed to listen to anything secular. And, uh, so I listened to a lot of classical music growing up, which I think has really helped me with melody and songwriting. But my biggest influences that were like my own autonomous choices were in junior high and high school. So it would have been like Radiohead, OK Computer record, Mazzy Star, like everything about Mazzy Star, Cowboy Junkies, Innocence Mission, all the way up to like Cat Power, Nico Case, and all those like dark, beautiful female singers. Um, yeah, I just didn't have, it took me a long time to catch up to what had happened in pop music. Really, I was well into my 20s before I knew any of the catalog of, the great songwriters, but I still kind of had a sense of melody, I think mostly from just listening to a lot of classical music and a lot of oddly like Christian folk music that my parents would play because they were total like Jesus hippies.
Sure. Christian hippies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I like that. Um, I I was not old enough technically to be a hippie, and I'd actually believe your parents aren't old enough because my dad is old enough to be a hippie, and he's 77 or something like that. So,
They were like at the very end. They were like the Billy Graham crusade, like Jesus hippies coming up
oh,
in
there you
stage.
go.
Yeah.
So, but gosh, that is so interesting because so you didn't even have your total musical like the essence of music into you until you're like an adult.
Yeah.
That's that's kind of wild. That's kind of wild.
It is weird. I still have not seen like Ghostbusters or Indiana Jones or like pretty much every movie anyone's ever seen. Like there's a lot missing. But just all of that, all of the 80s and 90s, I don't really know what happened, but I was alive in some of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, for your listening to your songs and stuff, you're not at a lack for understanding of being around in this world. So, you didn't miss much apparently. The what do you what do you think music has done for you more than anything? What is the one thing that music has done that has the most impact on you?
Oh, I think music is so healing, and I think music gives me hope. Yeah, I really think that that's what it's here for all of us.
I like that. I often wonder as we're wandering around this savannah 50,000 years ago, as we're going from human to proto human, and I don't remember what happened in the 80s and 90s for other reasons. Wow. I feel you, brother. And literally, brother Mark, I feel you, man. I definitely missed a chunk of those things myself. Mark is the CEO of HAP, so he's
Oh,
awesome. And yeah, everybody was
congratulations!
very excited that you were going to be on here today. So, yeah. And
Thank you.
anyway, 40, 50,000 years ago, I just wonder who the first person like just lilted into a song the first time
Well, I
or
mean, I'm pretty
musical,
sure.
some
Yeah.
notes.
Well, it feels good to sing. It feels good. It's a natural. Even if you can't sing, it feels good if you let
Yeah,
yourself
that's like me.
go for it.
Hmm.
I mean, and there's all these studies that they're discovering, the effects of singing on the brain and the areas of the brain that are activated when you're singing. And I think that I just think that we were built to do that. And I mean, it started with rhythm. It didn't start with melody. Like you want to talk about whatever you just said, 80,000 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
However, but like, I think that we were definitely making music as long as we were trying to communicate or have any sort of conscious experience. I think we were making music. I also think
And we might have been,
everybody's a songwriter, everybody's a musician if they want it. Like if we just like embrace that, we've made an industry around it and decided that there are gatekeepers and people who are more successful than other people. But I think everybody
well,
would benefit from making their own music.
what's interesting is just unknown to the Foo Fighters, I had written a lot of their songs before they even ever thought of them.
I believe you have.
So wow, that's awesome. I love taking us into these like kind of deep thoughts around these things, right? That we don't think about because I can definitely see like just I see humanity 50,000 years ago with their pecking order and their little tribe and their little group and how they would, socialize like great apes, but would start to be different and stuff. And I could just see some dude, just like he can't even talk yet, right? The language hasn't been formed yet, but they're making gestures to communicate, and he's just like tapping his leg. He's got a tune in his head, you know what I mean? And they bang on something and just make wailing sounds and everything. I mean, just it has to be just totally natural. I mean, there are dogs that'll yodel, and they'll do all these things. It just the yodel's got to come out of you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anybody yodeled for the first time thinking about it. Somebody just yodeled and somebody else was like, oh, that was cool. I'm going to try that too. So,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's an expression. It's an emotional expression. I mean, I don't know if it
Well,
is
how
when the
about,
dog is
oh,
doing it, but I believe it is when the dog is doing it. But everybody has different
right.
thoughts. But yeah,
Hey,
it's
let's,
expression.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Anybody out in the seats out there? Oh, no. Can we check? Yeah, let me check. Oh, I'm on high quality audio. Can you drop down to the bottom there on the mic cam and see if you turned on the high quality audio?
I did. Am I having am I low
No,
quality?
you're fine. You're fine. I just want to make sure we were because there'll be a nice HD version of this that
Yeah,
I can send you a download of. You want to
cool.
use it for something? It's yours. You know what I mean? It's mine, and chop it up, do whatever you want with it. Um, yeah, you can have the copy. So why don't you play us a song? Because I think that's why people are probably here is to hear you do some music. So I'm
Oh,
going to take myself out, and we'll see you in 2 or 3 minutes.
awesome. Well, thank you for allowing me to play some music. It's really nice to get to play these songs for you tonight. This is a song off Singles Club, which I just released this past fall. And I wrote it with Alyssa Moreno, who's this amazing songwriter in Nashville, and um, Evan Conley produced it and wrote it with us. It's called Real Love.
calls you when you wake up. I'm the one who waits beside the phone. I'm the one who tells you not to fake it. I'm the one who won't let you go alone. I won't let you go, no, I won't let you go, no, I won't let you go alone. I won't let you go, no, I won't let you go alone. This is our real love. This is our real love. You are never ever gonna have to brave it all without me. This is our real love. Will you be there when I find my freedom? Will you be the one to bring me home? Will you meet the monster in the valley? Will you comfort me when I'm alone? I won't let you go, no, I won't let you go, no, I won't let you go alone. I won't let you go, no, I won't let you go alone. This is our real love. This is our real love. You are never ever gonna have to brave it all without me. This is our real love. It's gonna set you free. It's gonna set you It's gonna set me free. Yeah, it's gonna set me free. This is our real love. It's gonna set us free.
Wow. Wow. Oh man, here we go again. You know, like I get like this. Like I get this like just really groovy I mean when you mentioned who your your influences are and I listen to your voice and I listen to your singing and you know it's distinct and beautiful, but I can feel where you were talking like where you're coming from. And I mean, there's things like pareidolia where we see a cloud and we think it's a butterfly or whatever. But so in some ways, we've loaded my brain with those ideas. But you know, I can feel that groove. And what's the what like you talked on the classical music. Like I like the Grosse Fuge and Beethoven's, string quartets and that kind of stuff. What is the kind of that music that you like? What are you into for classical music?
Oh, that's such a, I mean, I don't feel like I can speak to that very much because I was like 7 years old, but I now like I'm like whatever my dad was playing on he listened to a
Uh-huh.
lot of like weird esoteric stuff.
Oh, so like modern classical stuff.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
oh, that stuff's awesome.
And
Yeah.
then of course like Beethoven and I mean I remember my dad has a penchant for the melancholy and he's like a poet trucker. So he
Oh,
would
wow.
and he also like really loved Black Sabbath and like Uriah Heep and stuff. And so occasionally he would go
Uh-huh.
up in the attic and get these records and like play them and then feel really bad about them, put them back in the attic. So
Because of this, because of
yeah,
his
so,
faith, you mean?
yeah, totally. And
Oh,
so
wow.
he had this like he would play like Vangelis. I remember that record a lot, and
Mhm, mhm.
like some weird I don't know, but I love now. Like I listen to a lot of Bach. I feel like, of course, because just for the amount of movement that happens in like just a simple sonata is ridiculous. And then I love like Eric Satie is like just kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
always
Oh,
on
yeah.
like because it chills me out. It gives me
Just
some
kick back,
yeah
if you got weed, smoke it. If you smoke
yeah
weed, smoke it, but whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I love Eric Satie.
Oh my gosh.
I love
So
him. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, but I have this like very distinct picture in my head as a child of the Vangelis record, like sitting on the record player, and just this like it was like dark and somber, and I don't know, but also like really profound. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that, like I got this emotional experience through music. Yeah, in spite of
Yeah.
parameters.
Well, I think, um, giving back is such a I never kn I don't know. There are some musicians out there that aren't nice, but, for the most part, you gotta be pretty personable, or at least fake being personable, to work with people. You can have an attitude, you can be a diva or whatever, but at the end of the day, you gotta kinda connect, and we talked about this earlier, but I love this connection between your dad and trucking and music and who you are, and he's out there with the CDs, and you know what I mean? Like, there's this all this stuff that comes together, and I'm thinking, like, sometime I would like to have you back, obviously, and maybe your dad could hang out for a little while, because 'cause that'd be fun to talk to him.
He's a
What do
great
you think?
he's a great storyteller. You might need more than an hour.
Yeah? That'd be awesome. That would really be awesome to
Yeah.
have your dad come in here and, just say, "Now, no embarrassing stories. She's got a career that she's, working on, so let's not get her in the gossip column," but, that'd be really fun. That'd be really fun. Your dad sounds really cool.
He would be flattered. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he will see this and you can, say, "Hey, next time I come on, he said you could come on with me." So, the, like, you got a you got a sounding board here, like, what do you wanna talk about? What's on your mind? Like, you got anything that you kinda feel like you wanna say about your next thing you're working on, or anything?
Oh, that's so good. That's a good question. I what is on my mind? Honestly, by Thursday, I feel always a little out of vocabulary, if that makes sense. And
Mhm.
so I was thinking today, like, what are we going to talk about, and where am I at, and what all things I'm working on. Um, I get to do a lot of creative things beyond just music, and I'm really thankful for that. So um, today I had a story go up on gardenandhealth.com, which where I got to interview Betty Reed Soskin, who's a 99-year-old park ranger. And she is one of the most incredible people I've ever gotten to meet. And I feel like in all of I love to write songs. I love to write stories. I really love to write stories about other people and songs about other people. And whenever I get to collaborate and get to kind of hear from someone else, it always makes for a richer work, you know, that comes out of it. And so today was an example of that. Like I got to spend some time talking with Betty and then get to write the story, and I feel like I'm a better human after that experience. So I'm making a bunch of stuff like that right now, and music wise as well, just working with some incredible people. I'm all about the collaborating. So I
Yeah,
don't
well,
know
I
what
had a
makes us. Yeah.
I had actress Heather Chrysler on here a few weeks ago, and, like, it sounds like you're doing a lot during quarantine, and that's great. I mean, it helps keep her mind off of things. And, creativity is, the number one engine for me. And, Heather, I asked her, so like, what have you been doing lately? And she's like, well, I wrote, produced, directed, and put up on YouTube a 25 episode series on the models of famous painters and their stories, and like just a ton of interesting stories. And then it's like, and then I wrote a children's podcast, illustrated it, did an adaptation of Little Women and all this stuff, because she's like, I got all this time on my hands. You know what I mean? Like, I got more done in a year than I would get done in 10, because she wasn't performing, she wasn't on stage.
I think we're about to hit a serious creative. I think it's going to be like the Roaring 20s all over again, but
that's what I've heard. Yeah,
conscious and more evolved,
yeah,
and more, I don't know, hopefully a little healthier, and hopefully not followed by the 30s. But
right.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like, so I have some questions for you. So like, okay, with Haps, and then with all the people you're talking with, and then with Clubhouse, like how has your life changed? And yeah,
that's a good question. You could stop right there, but if you had another thought, go ahead.
let's go.
Wow. Well, first of all, I bet you would enjoy interviewing people about things, with your penchant for knowing people and stuff. So I'd love to show you around this place sometime, and see if we can figure out how we can make you a bigger shining star than you are, because that's one of the reasons I bring people on the platform too. It's a playground to kind of do what you want, and it's a perfect time. So okay, now I'll answer the question. How has my life changed? And we're just going to go, how am I? So 70, 71, 72 days ago. So I've been broadcasting on Periscope doing political stuff for quite a while. And it was fun. But, most people didn't know me. I'm doing politics. I'm a middle-aged guy. I'm not, I don't have any visual appeal or any of this stuff. But I was having fun. And I took about 3 months off to do some bike riding. I rode about 2,000 miles over the summer, on the lakefront in Chicago. And it was awesome. Chicago lakefront is one of the most beautiful places on the planet. It's gorgeous. Really? And so I came back and I'm like, I wonder if I should do Periscope again, because I really like it. It's a lot of fun. But it was also a lot of work to do this 5 days a week, 2 hours a night, and get very little reward for it. I mean, I love doing it, but after a while, and I got a weird thing with my Twitter algorithm, because it's just totally poisoned, but I got 20,000 followers, so it's hard to give it up, but it doesn't give me, people don't see it. So that didn't help me be seen on Periscope, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was just kind of coming back once in a while. And the people that have been very loyal to me were like, please come back every night. We miss you. And I just couldn't feel it. And then they said that Periscope, are you familiar with Periscope? Mm-hmm. I keep saying it. Yeah. So the Periscope, they were going to shut down. And I'm like, crap. Oh, well, okay. Maybe I won't. Maybe this is the end. Maybe I won't do this again. And they kept mentioning this thing called Haps. And I mean, if you're still out there, I got to be real. Like, I was like, what is a Haps? Like, what is it? I didn't even know. Like, was it some kind of platform or, well, I mean, what is a Haps? And somebody said, they gave me an invite or something, And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and like, oh, really cool. It's like a broadcast studio. It's really sophisticated. It's really neat. So 9 weeks ago or whatever it was, probably now, I was pulling this up to say it, and then I closed it, like, because I forgot what I was doing. So 74 days ago, I decided to do this every day. I liked the platform. I was going to give it a shot. And about 4 weeks ago, I said, I'm going to bust my butt and get some more followers and, bring people on to interview and meet people like you. But I didn't know I would. And then Clubhouse came along for me. And it was like Mecca for networking. It was like manna for networking heaven. I have been on the stage with people in those rooms that there's no way in hell those people would give me the time of day if I found them on the street. And I'm not being mean. I'm just telling the truth, They wouldn't have talked to me. And I'm having like discussions about consciousness with like a guy who's written the foremost book on consciousness. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's amazing. And I come and here's my method is I find a bunch of people. I kind of, keep track of who they are and keep looking and see who I engage in with. And then I go back and start to reach out, listen to their music, you know what I mean? Start to reach out because, I'm not going to be able to get people that are signed very easily, right? Because I got to go through their people and everything, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of firewalls there, but I'm like, there's a ton of very talented people that people just need to know who they are. So I want to help people get to know who they are, and that honestly will be good for me because then when they come back and there's somebody, it's going to help me get to the next person. And my mission is, I'm not going to lie, my mission is to make money, but my other mission is to bring this platform to other people that don't have the opportunity, to do it and that can make a big change in their neighborhoods. Yeah. So my life has been totally transformed because I could not imagine doing anything else than this. And I spend my day when I should be working on my consulting company. I spend my day looking for people to bring on the show. And I've had like 2-3 really great people that I brought here. And now I'm like, oh my God, can I do that again? And I got to be honest, meet Kate Tucker. She's pretty awesome. So, looks like I still got my stuff. Yeah. So there you go. Long answer to your question, but yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating. And thank you. I do think that there are so many amazing people in the world that the music industry and the entertainment industry and the political, structure hasn't really necessarily introduced to the world in a way that sets them up to be heard. And so I don't think even if you're not breaking every artist, I know so many amazing artists and thinkers who are just like making it work, and they have their very small, very dedicated audience. I'm one of those artists, like I have been doing this since I was in high school, really. And I have had the size of the email list I have, which is like not huge, but it's not tiny, and it gets me through and allows me to sell records. And it's the same people, and they're devoted, and they've stayed with me, and they're my friends now, so I feel there's just a wealth of talent and people who I think you'll get to meet. That's really exciting. That will also benefit from, of course, being on your show. But that.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that I get to meet some of your friends and they can come on my show?
Of course, but I'm just saying it's a really exciting time for artists and for people like you who are just going for it like that. I want to know how you have the energy to do this every day. Because I couldn't do that.
Yeah, but how do you do what you do? You love it.
I mean, I do it when I'm touring, I do pretty much play a show almost every single night, but
yeah,
I don't know, this every day, like it blows my mind every day when I'm on Clubhouse and I hear people who are hosting these things every single day. And they go for like 12, 14 hours. How do they even have a voice anymore? But I mean, it's just, I want to know, like, is this sustainable? Is this type of approach?
The Clubhouse approach? No way. But this approach isn't bad. I mean, I just kind of rescheduled. I got a very tolerant family here, and I just kind of reshifted my life. I literally take a nap usually before the show because I'm usually up pretty late because I got to go on Clubhouse, do some networking and all of that stuff. So yeah, even what I'm doing isn't totally sustainable, but I'm coming with workarounds and that kind of stuff. And I can slow down a little bit. Like I didn't intentionally like try to shine the first few people I got. I just kind of got lucky. But yeah, I can slow the pace down a little bit, but yeah, it's mainly just because I love doing it. I mean, I gotta be real. Like, you can't do this 2 hours a night, 5 days a week and not like listening to the sound of your voice. You know what I mean? Not like having a bit of an ego. You know what I mean? It's like, look at me, I'm interviewing a really cool person.
Yeah.
It's part of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing it. I meet great people, and I'm telling you, Kate, like there's something like I call it Haps time. You can call it Clubhouse time. You can call it Zoom time, but uh, you know, an hour in one of these platforms is like 7 hours. You know what I mean? Because you make such tight connections over this. Like, I would interview you and in the old world on the radio station or something. Like for 10 minutes, and I mean, maybe if I were the DJ and I thought you were cute, I'd try and get your number or something, or if I thought I could get you a gig or something. But odds are you're not going to hang out with them again after 10 minutes. But on this kind of platform, you'll meet people and you'll be friends with them for life. You know what I mean? And you're just like, you can feel it in the beginning. The Clubhouse and Haps are like that. I have folks in here that like, there's absolutely I would be shocked if they weren't at my funeral. So I won't know, but I'd be shocked if they weren't at my funeral.
It does feel like a little like early days internet right now. And I think it's partly because we're moving into a new phase of apps and the way that we interact. But the weird part is that it has to do with these old things we've always had as long as we've had the internet. Well, not always, but no, before we had the like voice and the intimacy of voice and connecting without being able to see people on Clubhouse. I think it's brought it down to this like elemental experience, which democratizes it and also enables people to really speak their truth without worrying about how they look on screen, because that's a thing.
I think that is a big.
And like, you're like, oh, do I look at where am I looking? And like, how do I look? And like, you want to talk about ego, like that's a huge thing for an artist. So like, I think that that's one of the things Clubhouse has going for it. But anyway, all that to say, it does feel like there's a bit of a zeitgeist. We're in a zeitgeist moment. And so people are more willing to, and people have been like hungry for connection. We're all kind of cut off. And so this is this really exciting time where we can have these real interactions. I don't know that it's better than human interaction. Like I would say most of the DJs I've met and gone into the radio station with, I still talk to.
Oh, that's cool.
But I hear what you're saying, that like, that's like I think what's happening hopefully is that we're realizing the value of real human interaction, and we're having like closer,
or lack of,
we're having like more, we're tapping into something a little more authentic than maybe we did before, because we're realizing like, all of the nonsense kind of has been melting away over the past 12 months, and we are who we are.
We are who we are. This is a good note to, so are you on desktop or a laptop or something?
Yeah.
All right. See on your name there, it says Kate Tucker, writer, singer, filmmaker, which we didn't even talk about. Filmmaker. Can you see that, the small photo of you, the small image?
I can see my image, I think. Yes.
Okay. Can you see like the little gear wheel, the settings wheel, and then it look like a little box to the right of your picture there?
Oh, I should go over there? Okay, let me go over there.
Yeah.
To the notifications? You want me to leave the...
No. Just like in this broadcast studio where we are, there's these little small pictures of us.
Oh, the claim 200 coins?
Nope. You're in a different, you're watching on the, you're not watching in the studio. You're watching the live. That's why there's a delay. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize that.
I had to go into the studio. See, this is me. I'm always like hanging out with the
Don't
crowd.
worry about it. I was going to let you drive the ship for a minute, but,
no, don't let me do that. Definitely.
No, I just realized that. No, I wasn't going to say anything, but I did. I just realized that. I'm like, no, don't give her the keys. Don't give her the keys. Nope. Look away. But what I would like to do, is
I see a bunch of comments.
I would love. Oh yeah.
Thank you all. I just saw all your sweet comments. Sorry, I don't know doing it.
We'll run through them real quick. Subscribe to Kate, so you might have your first subscriber on Haps.
Well, thank you,
Chris. Make sure that you, keep talking about her, so she'll come on here and she'll do some music, or maybe she'll interview some of her friends, and I'll come in and push the buttons for you. I will. I'll do that for you because it looks like it'd be a problem. And
I just need.
Let's go through the comments here a little bit. Yep. Oh, Avondale. Johnny B. Good Johnny B. Good says you might know somebody in Nashville that he knows. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can. Nashville's not a small town anymore
That's
either.
a
So
film theorist. God, what a great question. Let
what's
me get
that?
to you, Donovan. Sorry.
Who is Kate's favorite classical film theorist? Wow.
I know
Okay.
that's no one
I
has
went
ever
to film school and
that.
I'm not sure I can answer that. Yeah. Oh, that's good, Sweet Pea. Keep us posted where and when you'll be performing when those things start to happen. Yeah. Um, remember, I got some EPs to give away. These chats continue. So you could come here tomorrow and jump in and say hi to people if you want. But yeah, well, we'll talk when we're done. Don't hit exit. I'm going to end the program and we'll do a little debrief and talk a little bit. But why don't you take us out with a song? And then I'll just do the outro and we'll be done. But this was beautiful, Kate. Thank you very much. I feel like I was hanging out in your living room and just chilling with you. It was really nice.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to play the song in honor of your name.
All right.
I was thinking about you on the night train. I was wondering where you have been sleeping. Don't you wanna start it? Start a revolution in your heart. I've heard people been telling all your secrets. They're not worth the advice if they can't keep it. Don't you wanna start it? Start a revolution in your heart. Don't you wanna start it? Start a revolution in your heart. I've seen waters that freeze out on the ocean. I've seen people defy the laws of motion. Don't you wanna start it? Start a revolution in your heart. Don't you wanna start it? Start a revolution. Take it down to Houston, out into the ocean, underneath the moonlight, burning through the dark night, till everything is alright with you and me. Ooh, ooh. I was thinking about you on the night train. I was wondering where you have been sleeping ever since you started battle revolution in my heart.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I am like, this is so fun. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Amazingly fun. I am, yeah, like you're only the, I don't know, Eleanor. I think she's actually the first musician we've had. Um, yeah, I think you are. Did we do, well, Serena, but we've never done Serena on the big interview. So, yeah, Let It Be. Yes, I want to ask you something, but so Let It Be is a perfect example of if you follow the program and you can think of a short snippet of a song and you want it to be your snippet of a song when you come in, it's really easy with Let It Be because I could just go, Let It Be when he comes in the room, you know? So if you want one of those, just let me know. But I want to ask you if maybe we could do like work on a little bit of a 30 or 45 second rewriting of what you did, like to make it be like my opening like theme song? Think we could work on that?
Like you're a politician coming up on stage like that.
I don't know. I would want to start a revolution for something, what I'm doing, but it just like it's so cool. So we'll talk offline. It might not be able to afford it, but let's talk.
Sounds good.
I mean, it was really fun. I know it wasn't about me, but it was fun.
It works out well. Thank you.
Yeah. I like the love part. You know what I mean? So I'd like to, that is, I kind of feel the answer to everything is love, if you started every conversation, every transaction, everything you did, and you started it with love, it just be so much harder to go bad,
I agree 100%. Yes. And thank you all for the comments. Yes, you can get this song on everything. It's called Revolution. Very, very simple. I'm very simple.
And that's on the newest EP?
No, this is on an older one. It's called Ghost of Something New. But if you just look up Kate Tucker on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. Yeah.
But there's songs on there? All right. So Let It Be, I'll buy it. The song. Revolution. Nobody's taking me up on that. So
yeah. But Let It Be.
What is it?
That Beatles song. But the song I played was Revolution.
He was talking about. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, listen, I definitely want you to come back. I think it would really be fun if you wanted to, like a musicians roundtable, bring some of your friends and play out some songs, just jam together. I can just shut up. You guys can talk to each other. I'll just be kind of the facilitator and stuff. You want to do that? Just let me know. I think it'd be a blast and, be really fun.
Awesome. That sounds super fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. It was pure pleasure. And I'm glad we stumbled upon each other in Clubhouse. And yeah, we'll stay in touch. Let's see if we can set that up. You have anything, you need anything, I could see easily doing that kind of thing that I just talked about once a month or something with your friends and maybe turn it into a podcast too. So you think about wanting to do any of that, let me know too. I'm happy to be there for you. There's plenty of people. It's like Clubhouse. Everybody around here will help you. So there's plenty of people, if I'm not around to answer a question. So
awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. This has been super fun.
It has been fun. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again, Kate.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up at this hour. I think DevCat is coming back. And so we'll do our last hour that way. If Kate will just stick back there in the back room with me for a second, I'll be right there. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Wow, everybody, seriously, share that out there with everybody. And, if you're a record producer or a promoter or somebody, call her. Amazing music. And I'm so appreciative. Later, Gator, Lindsay Badges. My name is Revolution McKinnis. This is RevMac Live and the big interview. Peace be with you and namaste.